Pete, thanks for joining us again. Last week the boys were in after the Jersey victory. They had a booster week where head of performance Tim Harper had his hands on them. So I think they were put through their paces, that's for sure.
Yeah, not much rugby went on, but they did a fair bit of conditioning, like a mini pre-season. And we watched some of the work they got through, and it was very impressive actually. Guys are in great shape, so less rugby, but then a long weekend off and focusing towards, obviously this weekend we've got a short week with a Friday game, so really important that obviously the conditioning side of things is of prime importance throughout the season, but more so now as the ground, you can see the sun's out, the ground's starting to harden up. If we want to play the game at a pace, we've got to have fit guys, and we've got some big guys, but they're getting fitter and fitter all the time.
Is it about striking a balance between the boys resting up and then being put through their paces, such as like last week?
Yeah, absolutely. It is absolutely a balance. You train them too much, they're tired come match day. You don't train them enough, they are not fit enough. So, there's lots of statistics that go into it, and a lot of science that goes into what we do in terms of how much we're doing each day, and the players reporting back on their fatigue levels and all that sort of stuff for when they go into the gym, when they come out onto the pitch, and that's all put into a melting pot, and they come out with a result, and that's handed to the coaches to say, you can only work them for 20 minutes a day or 40 minutes. So, last week definitely was of great benefit to us, and I think we're seeing the rewards. With the sun out today, we've had a good session today, but as you get to the end of the season, the rugby sessions get less and less and less and less for that fatigue reason, because hopefully we should know what we're doing by now, and it's about doing it a few times well rather than 100 times to get to know it. So everything becomes shorter and sharper, the conditioning becomes shorter and sharper, more intense, and everyone enjoys it, I think, because you're out on the pitch for less time, and it allows you perhaps more time to work on your individual skills rather than hour and a half training sessions, which no one's really into.
Injury-wise, how's the squad shaping up?
Really well. We got 31 guys out training. So we just got a full back line to defend against, which is unheard of for our unit stuff, and for the forwards they've got a full pack of 8 to defend and attack against. So that's really of benefit to us. There's fiery competition across the board, really. We got some great competition, and that's the striving, as we've said, week on week. Guys coming back. Adam Kwasnicki's back in the mix. After 6 weeks out with a broken hand, he's back in the mix and has trained really well, and wants his spot back in the team. So that's across the board, and coaches are loving it. Kieran
and Guy, who have signed contracts, how have they bedded in? Obviously they've been here 2 or 3 weeks now. How are they looking?
Kieran more so than Guy. Guy's still got some issues with some injuries, so he's sort of in and out. But Kieran obviously started for us in Jersey and went well, and did a lot of fitness last week. So that was his first introduction to the club. Welcome to a fitness week. But he's a Kiwi lad, and most Kiwi lads have got a great work ethic and a fit as fiddle. So he's gone through it very well, and he's a good addition to the squad. He's got good footballing brain, like you'd imagine from a Kiwi. Good handling ability and spatial awareness. So bedded in very well.
Doncaster Knights on Friday, 7:45 p.m. kickoff at the Athletic Ground. They're going well.
Well, they beat Bristol, didn't they, at the weekend in the B&I Cup at home, and that was probably not a shock to them, but probably a shock to everyone else seeing the result, because the Bristol team that they took up was strong. It wasn't their first team, but it was a very, very strong team. So for Doncaster to get a victory, they've turned their form around in the second part of the season, as we've seen from a number of teams like Plymouth. They've been down to Cornish Pirates and put 30 points in the Pirates down in Penzance. They beat Moseley a couple of weeks ago in Moseley, and then they've beaten Bristol. So they're going to be full of beans, full of confidence coming here to play us. But equally, we're full of confidence. We've had a great run recently, had a really good victory over in Jersey about 10 days ago. And the guys are buzzing. Although we had a week off, I think we'd have loved a game last week to continue that momentum. So the guys are really keen to get back out at home. Last time we were at home, we had a good win against Moseley, and we enjoy Friday night rugby. We have some big victories on a Friday night, so hopefully that form continues into Friday. But as I mentioned to you the last time, we're going to have to be at our best, because Donny are a quality outfit, and they've got some great operators. But it'll be a good challenge for our guys.
We secured victory up at Castle Park against Doncaster earlier in the season. What lessons can you take from that game, and what do you expect from Doncaster this time around?
Big physical team, like cliche. A lot of teams in this league love a driving maul, as we do. But they've turned their maul around, and they smashed Bristol there in the B&I Cup last week. Very, very dominant up front, so we're going to have to meet that challenge head on, as we did at Jersey, and the forwards did a great job up at Jersey, so we're going to have to meet that challenge. And behind the scrum, they got some real game breakers. They got some international quality in their halfbacks and some dangerous runners across the pitch. Flockhart is a prolific scorer on the wing. Tyson Lewis is a out and out gas man on the wing, and Paul Jarvis at fullback is dangerous. So they got some danger across the park. So they're a dangerous team, which is why they're winning games. We've got to try and nullify them and put our game on them.
Flockhart's a bit of a point machine, so we need to be disciplined in terms of the penalty count.
Penalty count and giving them opportunities, to kick into the corner to get their driving maul going. So I thought we were particularly good at that against Jersey and really restricting their opportunities to drive us. And when they did, we dealt with it well. But discipline is key for us, and it's going to have to be again with Dougie Flockhart's prolific boot.
They've done really well. They came up this season, and they had a really good start to the season. Had a wee dip, but they've looked good the past few weeks. Do you expect them to be safe this year?
9 points at the moment, currently safe. 9 points off Plymouth, but Plymouth are going well, so I'm sure they'll want to come and scrap for every point on Friday night. And they've got Nottingham at home the following week, so with the form beating Bristol, you'd feel unbeatable, wouldn't you, beating top of the league team? So I'm sure they'll come with every confidence of trying to turn us over on Friday.
Of course, finally, there's that carrot of we could finally secure the playoffs if we get the 5 points and other results go our way. So that should be enough incentive to the boys.
Well, it's enough incentive, I think, just finding a place in the team, playing at home. We had a great record at home. We're not going to think too much about those playoffs. It's just about winning the games, because there's results going on all around us that aren't any part of our control. So it is just about beating Doncaster and trying to get a result at home, and whatever happens elsewhere is totally out of our reach.
Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.